Every day you guys are tweeting me, why are you reporting?
I don't think there's been any drama on YouTube this big since 2016.
Dear Jake Paulers, I just tweeted out, good job, Jake. I still wish it was a
If you can still be a fan of Jake Paul and Team 10 after this video,
Jake is
you
just
are
trying to fix his
brainwashed.
bad rep. He's only doing it so people stop hating on
I'm trying to tell you about it's everyday bro Ebola, and you're not listening to me. This is not the common cold. You can't just go to the fucking drugstore and get some pills and be okay.
To be honest, I hate drama. Like, I don't want to be beefing with anybody. All press is good press. Right. All press is good press. No, it's almost to a point where it's like, I want more. Because, like...
There seems to be a disease spreading across YouTube, infecting almost every channel I see. I call it the Jake Paul effect. But unlike most diseases, this pathogen is actually beneficial to those who are affected. In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I mean and how several different channels of various sizes have all greatly benefited from the Jake Paul effect. To start, take a look at these two channels. These are the published videos of both Scarce and Keemstar who upload daily. I've highlighted each time Jake Paul or Team 10 show up in the titles and thumbnails of these videos. If I were out of the loop on YouTube and saw these news channels, I would think this Jake Paul guy was the second coming of the Messiah or something, given how frequently he shows up. At what point do these stop being news channels and start being recaps of Jake Paul's life? Let's first analyze Keemstar and his intimate relationship with Jake Paul.
I am going to have to report that Jake Paul changed his fucking hair color just to survive. Don't make me do this.
And that's pretty much exactly what has happened to Drama Alert since then. Keemstar makes so many videos about Jake Paul that even Jake himself has taken notice of how ridiculous it is.
Literally, I think Keemstar's like past 20 videos have that name in the title.
It's basically, you follow the Keemstar.
Yes.
He's basically Jake Paul 3 at this point.
Yeah.
As a result of all of his coverage on Jake Paul, Keemstar has benefited greatly, netting nearly 1 million new subs in a month and a half since that episode of the Baited podcast.
I don't know how I can go to work every day and report that, Jake Paul changed his hair color or got highlights. Like, I don't know how I can do that.
And yet, because of this huge boost in subs and views, Keemstar is, no doubt, going to go to work every day reporting on Jake for all he's worth. Much like Keemstar, almost every video on Scarce's channel has Jake Paul in the title and thumbnail. And what's particularly interesting in Scarce's case is that prior to flooding his channel with all of these Jake Paul videos, he had been taking a break from YouTube for 2 months, and his first video coming back was about Jake Paul. Apparently, the Jake Paul effect is so strong that it can even bring inactive channels back to life. At this point, Jake is like YouTube's equivalent of Jesus, performing miracles, bringing channels back to life, and being persecuted for it. Papa bless. Which brings me to H3H3.
Does it bother you that everybody on YouTube is making Jake Paul videos? I know I said in our last video that I don't want to make any more Jake Paul videos. So we thought, what better way to follow that up with than inviting Jake Paul on our podcast? Does it bother you that everybody on YouTube is making Jake Paul videos?
Ethan and Hila have built their channel on reacting to and criticizing to the fools of the internet. So when they stumbled upon the court jester Jake Paul, they realized they hit a gold mine. And when it came to Jake Paul, H3H3 just kept on digging, starting with their video criticizing It's Everyday Bro, and following it up with subsequent videos. Each time they were harshly critical of Jake Paul.
Last episode I said I needed to daddy up on you. Well, it's time to daddy up and dish out a lesson.
Each of these videos also consistently brought in a lot of views, even outperforming their normal videos by a sizable margin. Ethan has admitted as much. He's self-aware of the boost in viewership Jake Paul has given not only him, but others as well.
We've got the most viewers we've ever had by far. We have 68,000 people watching right now, which is by far the most. Wow. There's some fucking weird thing, dude. You just pull in
the numbers.
Like, it's undeniable. When someone puts Jake Paul on their fucking video, they get double the views.
Yeah. Jake Paul hasn't only been a catalyst for channels to grow either. He's an inescapable figure that people can't seem to get enough of. Take Bart Baker, for example. He's a YouTuber with over 10 million subs whose channel used to be solely dedicated to song parodies. But ever since making a parody on Jake Paul's song, most of his videos have been about Jake Paul or Team 10 and his reactions to them. Ricegum was of course a well-established and popular YouTuber long before Jake Paul came around, but as with Bart Baker, a huge percentage of his videos and diss tracks have become about the Paul brothers and Team 10. A much lesser known channel that has only grown in popularity since making videos about Jake Paul has been Kavos. He's made several videos calling out Jake Paul on mostly legitimate points and critiques, and his channel has absolutely exploded as a result. He's gotten a huge spike in views and subscribers starting mid-July of 2017, which directly correlates with his "This Will Make You Hate Jake Paul" video and subsequent videos thereafter. To give you an idea of how incredibly fast Kavos has grown since his Jake Paul videos, he was at around 50,000 subs on July 11th, 2017, and since uploading Jake Paul videos starting on July 12, 2017, he's gained around 400,000 subscribers in the span of a month. That means Kavos has gained almost 10 times his sub count of 50,000 in a month, which is fucking unreal. Aside from larger channels who have shifted the focus of their videos to Jake Paul, smaller channels have also greatly benefited from the Jake Paul effect. You have those small channels like Zame who completely come out of the woodwork. Now, before ever making a video about Jake Paul, Zame had around 4,000 subscribers, and his average views per video ranged from 355 to a few thousand. But all of the sudden, on August 19th, 2017, he uploaded a video called Jake Paul Spits on Alyssa Violet, which got an insane 5.5 million views, and Zane's subscriber count has multiplied by 5 since the release of that video. Atozi is actually a friend of mine and a YouTuber who's made videos on all sorts of things. But if you look at two of his most popular videos in particular, they did extremely well compared to his other videos, and they were both about Jake Paul and the drama surrounding him. If we look at his daily subscriber count, you can see that since publishing the first of those two videos on August 22nd, 2017, his daily views and subscribers have shot up immensely.
My boy Jake just told me he's at his brother's house, so I am on my way right now.
Ray Diaz is a friend of Jake Paul and Team 10. He has a decently sized channel in which he uploads vlogs, but up until he started hanging out with Jake Paul, he was mostly unknown on YouTube. In fact, he even hung out with FouseyTube back in 2016 and made a video about that, so clearly he tries to be well networked with larger YouTubers. But since meeting Jake Paul, Ray Diaz has, much like the others, dedicated most of his channel to videos about Jake, and it seems like Jake Paul has rubbed off on Diaz quite a bit, even to the point where Ray also has a cringy pet name for his fans.
What's up, Razors? What's up, Razors?
Yeah, he calls his fans fucking Razors. What a stupid and embarrassing name for your fans.
Do you guys want to be known as Glinkers from now on instead of Jake Paulers?
Yeah.
Glinkers! Hell yeah!
Even some of his own fans seem to realize how much his channel has changed since they started collaborating. Ray changed a lot. I miss him with Lely and her squad. Now Ray is using Team 10 and Jake Paul in his video titles so he can get more famous. Oh, would you look at that? He's even got the yellers.
Almost broke my yellers. Almost broke my yellers.
I got my yellers on.
My yellers. My yellers. My yellers.
Hey guys, I'm back with the Blackers, and the channel that makes the most Jake Paul videos. The worst offender of all is a channel called Jake Paul. Every single video from this guy is about Jake Paul. In fact, he literally takes his camera and records Jake Paul's face. He follows him everywhere he goes and uploads every single day.
Autism. Are you listening?
Despite how much people seem to dislike and criticize Jake Paul, there's no denying that many YouTubers have grown and, in some cases, owe their careers to Jake Paul. And with all these YouTubers continuously making videos about Jake Paul, he in turn will also get more popular. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. And look, that's not to say that the people criticizing Jake Paul are hypocrites or that their criticisms are any less valid. I'm merely observing this phenomenon for what it is. Hell, I've even made a video where I jokingly attempted to join Team 10. And what the Jake Paul effect has shown me more than anything is how volatile YouTube and the internet are. All it takes is one guy with his camera to completely capture everyone's attention and change the landscape of social media. While today it may be Jake Paul, tomorrow a new figure might emerge. Perhaps someone just as foolish and worthy of backlash. But when it comes down to it, we're all playing the same game. The game of entertainment. And in that game, we all benefit from people like Jake Paul, as much as we might not like to admit it.
Again, I'm not a cocky person, but like my brother and I, we are at the top, and so people want to see us fail. People want to drag us down. People want to make stuff up about us, and they want to shine the bad light on us. Because at the bottom line, and it's crazy, like people don't like to see other people succeed.
Did you have breakfast?